Welcome, Tara.
I think players will underestimate me because I'm a stay-at-home mum. But I am there to play. I have personality, a little bit of sparkle, fun, I'm hot. I am very competitive. I don't like to lose. I want to prove to my boys I can be a mum and I can also win Survivor.
Premiere Sunday, July 30 on 10.
I really go with my dress, but that's okay. I can work with this. Okay. So sometimes I look at that promo that we just saw and think, who is this chick? Because the chick that applied for Australian Survivor isn't the same chick that's here today. The chick that applied for Australian Survivor was going through a bit of a dark place in her time, and I'll explain that a little bit later on. But what I needed to know was if I was going to actually survive a reality TV show, and if I was going to make it through the most horrific grief that I've ever experienced. So yes, the Tara Pitt standing here today is very different to the Tara Pitt who applied and was accepted onto the show last April. Hi everybody, my name is Tara Pitt and I'm very blessed to be here today. I'd like to talk to you about my time before, during and after Australian Survivor, and as you would be aware, it's been one crazy ride. Some of you might also like to know that I'm a Sunny Coast girl, and the most common question I get asked is why I would go on a reality TV show where I was just a stay-at-home mum of 3 boys. I never was away from my children for more than 4 days. I didn't even own a passport. So this was going to be huge. And I never ever, wonder why people ask me that. I was going to get thrown into the international spotlight for total judgment. And I guess, at the end of the day, why would I do it to myself? But then why would I do it to my family? And I'll tell you why. My beloved dad had just passed in 2016, and I needed to push myself out of the grief, no more than to be yanked out, as I felt that the grief was consuming my life. Now, I'm not saying everyone should go on a reality TV show to get over someone's grief, but it seemed to work for me. And I remember I saw the promo for the show. It was 3 months since Dad had passed. And my hubby said, well, go on, apply. You can walk the walk. Can you talk the talk? And we all know after that promo, it was no walk in the park. And if anyone watched it, I was not very good at challenges. Just saying. So I applied. And we spoke about it, if I did get on, ha ha ha. And yes, it was a competition. And yes, I was going to have to be in spotlight. But it was for a chance of $500,000 that would help my family. So I applied. And look out, I got on. I was picked out of 21,000 applicants. 21,000. So can you imagine my mum running around the house screaming, she did it, she's on. My husband sort of took a different approach. He looked a little bit green. Because for Michael, he knew he had to battle his own survivor. That is, looking after the children, cooking their dinner. We've got drama on Tuesdays, swimming on Wednesdays, soccer on Thursdays. Don't forget Fridays is homework day. So, of course, he then had to think, well, I'll be able to know what she really does at home. So before I get into the Survivor series and before I get into what I'm doing now, I'd like to just give you all a few chapters of my life. So chapter 1, I survived my youth. Now, in primary school, I ruled the roost. I was the leader of a thing called the Mole Patrol. Don't judge me. So, as I was in primary school, I would walk around the school and we would sing Spice Girls. I loved Spice Girls. There were 6 of us. That's us. We thought we were cool. But then high school came. That was a little bit different. I remember walking in with my bag so big, I was pumped, and I remember looking at these guys with hair on their chest and deep voices, and I was thinking, oh, not at primary school anymore. And the girls, makeup, boobs. It was just crazy times for me. So I knew the first thing I had to do was just keep my head down and just get through the next couple of years of high school. And that's what I did. Chapter 2, my 20s. I survived my 20s. I was a bit of a tomboy, and I did have a few crushes on quite some boys, but they kept putting me in the friend zone. So I thought, what can I do to make myself noticeable? I bought a push-up bra. And I went from mate to date. Now, I also scored my first job as an admin assistant at the Roma Town Council. Was this going to be my future job? No. Was this what I dreamt of? No. But it was a job, and it was getting me through what I needed to do. Chapter 3. I'm still surviving married life. In November 3rd, I married the love of my life, Michael. When Mick first saw me, he knew it was love at first sight. Maybe it was the other way around. Maybe it took me 6 months to chase him. But I got him at the end. November 3rd, we got married. And looking at this, I always think, Michael, he is a motocross guy, drinks beer, smokes, tattoos, and he listens to Angry Man music. Then you've got me, just a simple little girl, love horses, I drink a few wines, I don't smoke, I don't have tattoos, and I listen to country music. How does this work? We make it work. Opposites attract in our little life, and that's how we've always kept it. I survived motherhood just. After giving birth to not one, not two, but 3 incredible boys. And I can clearly say, I am done. It's very good to say I am done. As much as I love my children, but sometimes I walk around the house and I think, wow, I created you. Then other days I walk around the house and yell out, who created you? They drive me crazy, but they also have the best love I've ever experienced in my life. And I know I wanted a girl, but I'm still very happy. So how I survived that little bit, I have a lot of coffee dates. I whinge to my mum daily, and I ride my horse Tum Tum quite often. So don't go home and reenact a scene from the Snowy River on your horse. That's my thing. But I find sometimes us parents, we get in a bit of a rut. So it's nice just to put ourselves first. And that's what I've always thought. Sorry. Chapter 5. This one sometimes gets a bit hard for me, so please bear with me, but I've only just survived death. I will never forget the day, August 1st, 2016. My husband called. Babe, it's your dad. He has gone. So I was in denial, but horrible truth that my beautiful dad had just committed suicide. And if there's one thing I want to leave you with today, it's that people who commit suicide are not cowards. People who commit suicide are often in so much pain, physical pain, emotional pain, psychological pain. And my dad, Rob, was in so much pain. He served in the army for 20 years. He did one tour of Somalia in 1993, and when he came back, he was a different person. I then started to accept that my dad was not the often 9 to 5 dad. The dad that would get up in the morning and take me to school. I had to also accept that sometimes if my friends came over, we had to be quiet because it might upset my dad. So, would I take that back? Never. because for 31 years I got to spend with this incredible man, and he has taken me on this journey, and I still think even he was on Samoa Island, he came with me to Survivor, he was there the whole way behind me. And so I can say that every day I do everything I'm doing for my dad. That was the darkest chapter of my life. Chapter 6, I survived Survivor. Now, Survivor is a reality TV show for those that don't know. 24 contestants are then put on an island. In my case, it was Samoa. Again, never left Australia. So then I got there. I remember rocking up and there was a sign and it said Tara Pitt. Now I'm not going to be judgy, but he was big, Samoan. No shoes, I think he wore a shirt, and he had my name. And I went up to him and I said, "Oh, my name's Tara." And he said, "I need passport, wallet and phone." Sounds all right to me so far. So here I am, giving him everything, and that's when my Survivor journey started. It was crazy. Week 1, I spent 7 days in isolation. So already I was thinking, I need to get home. I need to get back to my family, and I need to make sure that everyone is happy and safe. But they put you in this hotel, I think, to make you a little bit crazy before the game starts. That's my theory. So one by one you're voted out until you get down to the final sole survivor. That was not me. I've been to 3 shrinks for about 8 months to clearly now say, I'm okay, I got runner-up. I'm fine. Cue smile. So the feeling that I got after that was, I must admit, you feel a little bit disappointed. But you can't take away the fact that I beat an Olympian water polo player, a doctor, a model, a well-known photographer, me. Just me. And I got to the final 2. So I can't take away that whole experience by not winning. Yes, it would have been great. Would have bought new horses. Well, I already had my whole list, what I was going to buy. But at the end of the day, I got to final 2. And it wasn't without some backlash, because during the time of the show was aired, oh man, that public hated me. I'm talking about comments like this. Tara shouldn't stand beside Sarah and Annalise. It makes her look fat. What? Tara's voice is annoying? My voice? The one that got to me the most, what sort of mother leaves her children at home for that long amount of time? Well, how dare I leave my children home with their father? So all I can say is sometimes I just brush off those negative comments because they were just trying to get to me. You know, that little niggering voice that says, "Oh, you left your children." I didn't know I was going to last 55 days. I didn't even know I was going to last 5 days. At the airport, my kids said, "See you next week, Mum." I said, "Yeah, no worries. Brush your teeth." 55 days. And when I did get home, their teeth were very yellow. So saying that, there was also some great feedback. I remember Channel 10 rang me up and said, "Tara, you need an Instagram account." I said, "Sure, what's that?" They said, "Just go online and type in Instagram and hook up your own account." 6,700 followers today. Boom. Do I know these people? No. I find it fascinating, the world of social media. What is Tara Pitt doing today? What did you have for breakfast? I was like, let's just back up a little bit. I'm at North Arm. I don't have very good internet reception. I live with horses. I don't know what you people are trying to get me to say. I don't know what you want. And then it got to me where I was like, I'm going to have to start chatting to people. And this is where I am today. People are just commenting and through social media, "Tara, we want to hear your story." Do I have a story? I think I do have a story. But do you know what? Each and every one of you have a story. And that's where life can get a little bit crazy. Because, I might be very open with my story, but hopefully I can also share and maybe even, I don't know, let someone into my life that may be feeling a little bit down. And also the word suicide. That took me 2 years. Last August, I finally was able to say it, and I even added it into my speech because I wasn't even going to add it. So the word suicide, I can finally say it, and I can say that it's, we need something done. We need to improve mental health. So maybe that's why I'm here. So, after all that, what did I learn? I'm slightly crazy, I'm strong, and I can kick butt and show all those keyboard warriors that they don't hurt me. I learnt so many lessons, but so did my family. They learnt that Mummy doesn't just sit at home. Maybe I watch Netflix, but I also fold the clothes, get the dinner, take the children to wherever they have to go. So things have changed for my life since Survivor. No, I didn't win the money, but my family see me as a whole different type of person now. I love it, but when I first got off the island and it was starting to air, and my oldest son was just like, before I went on Survivor, he was like, Mum, drop me off at the gate. And I'm like, yeah, no worries, he's 11. So I gave him a kiss, dropped him off the gate. After Survivor, that's my mum, y'all. I'm Survivor. Everywhere I go. I could be at Woolworths. You looking at my mum? She was on Survivor. Keep it down, Jet. Keep it down. But mind you, I don't mind. Things have changed. I can't go down to the Noosa Civic anymore and just in my old jeans and shirt. I have to get a little bit dressed up. And that's fine because it not only did I get to experience, but my children did. Not sure if anyone was watching it, but day 51, they got invited to come to Samoa. And that to me was the best experience because that means that we've all experienced Survivor. And Nash, my 5-year-old, will still say, play the episode, Mum. You know the one. He was on there for 3 seconds. But we have to play it. And he loves it because it means that episode can never be taken away. And that's what I want to let people know, that when those mums said to me, mums who should be supporting me, how dare you leave your children? I did. But I did it because I wanted to improve my family, but it's helped me in so many ways. So after sharing my story, you can ask yourself, what's your next chapter in your life? I'll share mine real quick. I have been on antidepressants for 10 years. I'm trying to get off them. Don't know if anyone here has been on them, but it's hard. You go through withdrawals. So first off, my next thing is health. So I've joined You Monday Fitness. And it sucks. I don't like it.
Hold on there, you got some You Monday girls in
No, I like You Monday Fitness, but I don't like Sam, the instructor. She makes me cry. She makes me vomit. But the most thing she does make me is feel so good about myself. So, I'm changing my diet. Trying. I just went down and got a milkshake. But anyway, we don't need to talk about that. I am trying. So you've got to put all these things in order before you can get to the next chapter. And I don't want to just get off it just to say I'm not on antidepressants, but they've been in my system for 10 years. And I just want to clean them all out. Might have to go back on them later on. That's okay. But I'm going to give it a go and clean out my system. So after leaving here today, I'd like you all just to go home, sit back, remember have that little quiet time and think, what is my next chapter in my life? Buying a house, getting married, having children, good luck. Things like that where we think, life just doesn't stop here. My chapter is still going and there's going to be more and more. Maybe if Channel 10 wants to ring me up, fans versus favourites, I would like to go back on. But if not, I'm happy just to keep doing what I'm doing, living in North Arm and just meeting you people like yourself. So thank you so much for today and I hope you've taken away something. But if not, thank you very much.